Candace Owens is a true vampire when it comes to conservatism and the conservative movement. She finds prominent people and then she grifts off of them, and then she grifts them until she's done grifting them. Then she moves on to the next thing she can grift off of. Truly sick, truly evil. You lack for words.
Truly sick, truly evil. He's at a lack of words. Why is he at a lack of words? Because the script that was given by Erika Kirk and Andrew Colvett to all of their little media influencers, Ben Shapiro, actually chief among them, he's one of them, right? He gave $1 million to TPUSA, but TPUSA is a much bigger behemoth than Daily Wire is, especially after they raised well over $250 million since Charlie Kirk was on Alive. So yeah, he's taking his marching orders just like Gunther Eagleman and just like Cat Turd. It's the same script over and over. Candace Owens took a week, 2 weeks. It feels like it's been a long time off her show, but she's been planning something really big. And the last episode she did of her show, she was talking about this very unusual, disturbing, potentially criminal friendship, relationship that she was having with a very young girl. I found it to be actually disgusting, the things that Candace was showing on the screen. CB Applejack, thank you for the super chat. I found it to be disgusting, the things that Candace was showing on her show regarding this relationship that Erika Kirk was having. And yes, it was a relationship. What did Erika Kirk do with the photos that she had taken of that girl? Why was she sending her chocolate-covered strawberries? Why was she, having photos, model photos taken of this girl without her parents' permission, without her parents even knowing about this? The girl had no father, by the way, and why was she sending all of those very provocative messages to her? Lots of questions to be asked, and there was even more that took place in the fallout of that story after Candace went off air for the past week and a half. Other sorts of female-to-female relationships were uncovered, and well, we seem to have been waiting for something great. The wait was well worth it because Candace just posted this.
President Trump says that Kirk has died after he was shot from a nearby building
after being shot at Utah Valley University.
The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead.
The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
I didn't even get to give him a kiss goodbye.
That young man, I forgive him.
Take your time.
Erika Kirk has been named the new CEO of Turning Point USA.
My husband's dead. I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead.
It's weird to say excited.
Describes her husband's funeral as the event of the century. Merch, hats.
We have 50,000 plus hat orders.
Nobody knows why she's out there in a glittering pantsuit in a recreated tent that her husband tragically was murdered in, throwing merch out.
Everyone grieves differently, so if someone's acting weird, don't read into that.
Zionists, the Prime Minister of Israel, all lied through their teeth about Charlie Kirk.
Her operation was in Constanta, the epicenter of Romania's trafficking scandal.
We are conversations to have with a 15-year-old. I'm going to touch your butt.
$8.6 million to their own shell company.
What is going on?
We have nothing to hide. My aunt used to tell me, never do something that you don't want on the front page of a newspaper.
Damn. No, you guys, just listen to Nick Fuentes, listen to Ben Shapiro, don't question the official narrative. Erika Kirk, great girl, just a ditzy pageant girl, right? Don't ask questions. Stop asking. Kash Patel got it 100% correct. Do not ask any questions, okay? A lot of people are now going into overdrive attacking Candace. It seems as though there is now an extremely, and I mean extremely, astroturfed campaign to try and cancel Candace Owens. But again, this is like the 20th time, this is like Operation Cancel Candace number 73 that we've seen over the past, how long has it been? Was it September 10th, right? So October, November, December, January, February, 5.5 months. It's insane. They think that somehow it's going to be different this time. Let's assemble the same exact cast of characters and let's see what they have to say this time around. Gunther Eagleman, Zionist. Whether you are a Candace fan or not, this is evil. Vivid, Indian Zionist that claims to be Israeli, says Candace Owens is evil. Graham Allen, another Zionist. I'm convinced Candace is a demon. Caleb Hole says Candace Owens is a demonic creature who will do anything for a clip. You're a coward if you're too scared of her to speak out. Cinema Shogun, Zionist. It takes a special kind of evil to do something like this, and Candace Owens is a special kind of evil. If you support her, you're morally bankrupt. Ayol Yacobi, some Israeli Zionist. Candace Owens is truly Satan. Absolutely evil. And to round it all off, Cat Turd. Biggest Zionist of them all. Just so you know, Candace Owens is pure evil. I feel like I've heard that one before. She's a demon straight from the bowels of hell. Yep. You guys, they should, when they plug their things into ChatGPT, they should change them a little bit before they go and tweet them all out at once. Just the sight of her makes me gag. Listening to her arrogant, cringe voice is like nails to a chalkboard. Does anyone else feel this way? Okay, I guess he got a little bit creative with the last sentence, but otherwise, it's like the same exact line over and over and over again. Very specific line. It's not just like, oh, this is wrong, Candace, you shouldn't be doing it, which would also be ridiculous, right, if they were saying that. But it's the fact that it's like pure evil, creature from hell, pure demon, pure evil. This is evil. Look, folks, I mean, the simple truth here is that this is the type of behavior, this is the type of verbiage that you would expect if, in fact, you wanted to kill someone. And God forbid I pray for her safety, but this is the type of verbiage that, this is how they talk about Gazans. It is. Same way they talk about Gazans. Same way they talk about the Iranian mullahs. They say they're demons straight from hell. They say that they're criminal, they're evil, they're demonic, they're Satan incarnate, pure evil. It's the same thing every single time. Now, Ben Shapiro was already ready. He had a video ready to go to react to this. So let's see what he had to say. Thank you, Muhammad, for the super chat, by the way. I appreciate it.
So that's what Candace Owens has been spending her days doing. And millions of people, of course, have been watching her as she's been doing this. Apparently, she is calling...
Including Ben Shapiro. He's been watching. He's I guess now paying members of his own Daily Wire staff, this crippled, failing once media empire, to watch Candace Owens and make videos about it on Candace's old YouTube channel.
Erika Kirk, she has been calling Erika Kirk a lesbian pedophile grooming a 15-year-old. She is suggesting, of course, she has been suggesting for a while, that TPUSA was complicit.
I mean, there's literally a bunch of photos and videos and screenshots of text messages and publicly available comments on Instagram that show that she was doing that. So yeah, it'd be one thing if Ben Shapiro just didn't bring up that point, or the 15-year-old, if he didn't address it, or he was that was, I would like to know what was going on there, or even if he was that was bad, but it was a long time ago, and, she's been such a good wife, right? But you know what I'm saying? It's there's a lot of excuses that he could have tried to come up with that were even better than that one. He was just yeah, I don't believe it. I read the text messages, all seem fine. That's a self-report on you, Ben Shapiro. I mean, can we see if you have some messages with 15-year-olds? Because if you think that's fine, I can only imagine what's on your phone and your hard drive.
If not in the murder of Charlie Kirk, then in the cover-up of the murder of Charlie Kirk. This is the stuff that Candace Owens has been doing. Because Candace Owens is a true vampire. When it comes to conservatism and the conservative movement, she finds prominent people, and then she grifts off of them, and then she does more grifting off of them, and then she grifts them until she's done grifting them, then she moves on to the next thing she can grift off of. Truly sick, truly evil. You lack for words. There is a biblical...
Truly sick, truly evil. He's at a lack of words. Why is he at a lack of words? Because the script that was given by Erika Kirk and Andrew Colvett to all of their little media influencers, Ben Shapiro... actually, chief among them, he's one of them, right? He gave $1 million to TPUSA, but TPUSA is a much, much bigger behemoth than Daily Wire is, especially after they raise well over $250 million since Charlie Kirk was unalive. So yeah, he's taking his marching orders just like Gunther Eagleman and just like Cat Turd. It's the same script over and over.
Biblical injunction. For those of us who actually care about the Bible, there's a biblical injunction in Exodus 22.
For those of us who care about the Bible. You know, I'm being a little bit unfair and disingenuous. Ben Shapiro does care about the Bible. He really does care about the Bible, and it's important that, you know, he maintains this facade of like knowing everything about the Bible and living his life by the Bible, despite the fact that he is Jewish, because it helps, you know, persuade the Goyim to hate Candace Owens. It's very simple.
You ought not to oppress any widow or orphan. Now, the reason that I focus in on this is because aside from the fact that Candace drives huge numbers through slandering people, truly slandering them. And yes, Erika Kirk absolutely should sue the living.
You ought not, you ought not oppress any widow or orphan. So apparently asking questions about very suspect things to Erika Kirk, and then she lies about it and gives fake alibis. So then there's more questions. That's oppressing her. So Ben Shapiro thinks that it's not oppressing the people of Gaza when you deprive them of food, water, energy, electricity, and you bomb 200,000 women and children. That's not oppressing people, but it is oppressing people if a woman who has made $250+ million in the span of 5.5 months get asked a few questions.
Hell out of Candace Owens for this sort of stuff. The reason I bring this up is because there's been a wide and vast silence by people who should have spoken out about this months and months and months ago. In fact, some of us were calling this out from the stage of TPUSA in December. Here's what I had to say.
Actually, it was pretty much only him. He was like the only one, and he looked like a psychopath up there doing it.
About Candace doing exactly this thing. This is back in December. Okay, it is now nearly the end of February, and the same people who I suggested were silent then are silent now.
So, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk casting aspersions at TPUSA and the people who work here, who worked with Charlie every single day, his best friends, to cast aspersions at Mikey McCoy and Andrew Colvin and Blake Neff and Tyler Boyer, and yes, at Erika Kirk, and to imply or outright claim complicity in a cover-up over Charlie's murder, to spew absolutely baseless trash implicating everyone from French intelligence to Mossad to members of...
I can't listen to that anymore. Sorry if you were finding that funny. What did this guy say? Cat Turd said, just the sight of her makes me gag. Listening to her arrogant, cringe voices like nails on a chalkboard. What is this? If not exactly that.
Trash implicating everyone from French intelligence to Mossad to members of TPU.
Bro thinks he's giving some like Abraham Lincoln, George Washington type speech. He's having like a JFK American University moment up there as he's defending a foreign adversarial nation that is subverting our sovereignty and genociding people all across the world. It's actually crazy. And he sounds like an absolute doing it. That's just the truth. It's just the truth. So we say salute to Candace Owens. I cannot wait to watch this. I hope it answers some of the questions we have. I hope it uncovers more stuff because, listen, my radar on Erika Kirk being an absolute sus. I don't even know. What can I say on YouTube? I don't even know if I can like say bad words.
They want Candace Owens dead.
You know, I think that, of course they do. I think they want pretty much anyone dead that speaks out against the regime. Candace being chief among them. I mean, she is literally the most popular person. Yeah. What did he say? Ben Shapiro said it's a sin to oppress the widow or the... What if she's like a black widow? And what if she's a black widow that maybe bit her husband in the neck? What if the widow is... I'm not saying Erika Kirk is. I don't want to be sued, right? Very litigious people. this TPUSA Daily Wire cohort. But what if something like that was maybe she was actually responsible? What if she saw an opportunity? What if, I'm just asking questions, what if she is Mossad? What if? You can't get sued for asking questions. What if Erika Kirk, here's how we're going to not get sued, folks. Erika Kirk is totally not Mossad. Erika Kirk is totally not a Mossad agent that was groomed by the intelligence agencies that her family is part of for years, right? This totally didn't happen, right? Erika Kirk totally was, not the face of a child trafficking ring and operation in Constanța, Romania when she was 17 years old, leading up this nonprofit orphanage, Romania's Angels, right? She totally was not doing that. Erika Kirk totally did not, relish in the martyrdom of her husband so she could make $250 million. All those things did not happen, okay? And she definitely was not a lesbian at any moment in her life. She has been straight every single day she's been alive. Not a lesbian, never been a lesbian at all. Never. I think that sums it up. We just want to make sure there's no misconceptions, there's no misunderstandings about the truth here, right? Definitely not a lesbian. Before you leave, I want to say thank you for the support, because after 2 years of being banned, we are finally back home on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and also join as a member on our channel using the link at the top of the description. I rely on the generous support of viewers like yourself to get the truth out to as many people as possible. You can also support the show on Locals or Give Sin Go. The mainstream media and the powers that be are never going to stop attacking us for bringing the truth to as many people as we do. Thank you so much for your support.